The last flame. The world after the Third World War was no longer the world people had once known. Entire continents lay in ruins, cities were nothing but skeletons of steel, and the sky itself had turned into a ceiling of ash and smoke. The sun was hidden, almost forgotten, and the earth had grown bitterly cold. Humanity, scattered and broken, lived like shadows inside caves, ruined bunkers, and hollow towers. They no longer dreamed of kingdoms or progress. They dreamed only of warmth, food, and survival. Among the countless tribes that had risen from the wreckage was one called Nora. The tribe was small, fragile, and fearful, but it carried a belief that gave its people strength. The belief in the eternal flame. Legends whispered that somewhere, far beyond the wastelands, a flame still burned, one that could bring back the light of the sun and restore life to the world. The elders spoke of it as if it were sacred truth, a prophecy waiting for a chosen soul. From this tribe was born a young girl named Aria. Unlike the others who clung to survival, Aria's heart burned with restless fire. She could not stand the endless nights and the endless fear. While her people trembled in their caves, she gazed at the horizon of ash and imagined something greater. She was told the flame was real, and though many dismissed it as a story to keep the tribe obedient, Aria decided she would find it alone if she had to. Her journey began across the frozen plains, where the bones of machines still jutted out of the ground. Tanks, broken drones, rusted warships, monuments of a war that had stolen the future. She passed through towns turned graveyards, where the wind howled through shattered windows, and the silence of forgotten voices weighed upon her soul. At night, she built small fires, not just for warmth, but for courage, staring into the sparks and asking herself if the flame was truly out there. Along the way, she met the broken fragments of humanity. A band of scavengers with hollow eyes tried to take her food. Wandering nomads whispered that the flame was a lie. An old man she helped on the road laughed bitterly and told her hope is the most dangerous weapon the old world left us. Yet none of these voices silenced her determination. Something deep within her, stronger than fear, pushed her forward. Weeks later, her strength fading and her body half-starved, Aria reached the ruins of a towering structure. Once it had been a beacon of human ambition, perhaps a research station or a fortress. Now it stood cracked and leaning, yet still defiant against time. Inside its hollow chambers, amid the dust and rust, she found it, a flicker of gold in the dark, trembling but alive. The eternal flame. It burned inside a strange device, humming with old technology that pulsed like a living heart. Its glow painted her face with warmth she had not felt in years, and for a moment she believed the legends. Here it was, the promise of her people, the light that could lead humanity back to life. Her heart surged with joy and awe. But then she saw the truth. The machine was not pure. It was not holy. It was fueled by blood, by life itself. Records on shattered screens revealed its secret. The flame consumed the essence of human beings to keep burning. Every hour of its glow was stolen from a soul. The ancestors had hidden this horror beneath a myth, twisting sacrifice into prophecy. Aria's hands trembled. If she carried this fire back, her tribe would worship her as savior. They would kill for it, bleed for it, die for it. Wars would rise again, this time not for land or water, but for the right to feed the flame. The cycle of destruction would begin anew. She fell to her knees, torn between hope and truth. Her people were waiting. They needed her to return with salvation. Could she destroy their dream? Could she condemn them to despair? Slowly, painfully, she rose. With tears in her eyes, she placed her hand on the machine. She whispered to the flickering light, "You are not hope. You are chains." Then with a final breath, she shattered its core. The flame screamed as it died, plunging the tower into absolute darkness. Aria stood alone, surrounded by silence thicker than death. In that moment, she felt like the greatest villain in history. And yet, deep in her heart, she knew she had done the only right thing. When she returned to the tribe, they saw no flame, no salvation, only emptiness. The elders cursed her, the people called her traitor, and in their despair, they cast her out. She wandered the wasteland, abandoned and forgotten. Years passed, the tribe struggled on, and Aria's name was spoken only with hatred. But then, slowly, the clouds of ash began to thin. The first rays of the true sun pierced the darkness. Grass pushed through the frozen soil. Rivers began to flow with clearer waters. The world, without the lies of the flame, began to heal itself. And those who still remembered whispered of the girl who destroyed false hope to protect the future. They no longer called her traitor. They called her by a different name. The guardian of the last flame.